is a regular series. If you haven't seen the January through May ones, you can check my YouTube channel. I have them there. So we're going to start this out by cutting a 6" by 12" piece of white cardstock and score it in half at 6, and then score the card front in half again at 3 to make a basic easel card. And I can see I need to do a little trimming right here. Just give me a sec. All right. Then on the inside, you're going to glue a 6 by 6 panel of this microdot, blue microdot pattern down there. And on the top, you're going to cut out the calendar and then trim it just a hair, like not even, maybe a 1/16 of an inch below 3 inches high. So 6 by 3, 6 by almost 3, and 6 by almost 3, and then glue those down. Now we need to put in our hidden pocket, and for that you need to cut a 6 1/4 by 6 3/4 inch piece of this gold cardstock, and you're going to score a 1/2 inch on the left and a 1/2 inch on the top and bottom, and you can see how I've done that here, and cut the corners out. Then bring in your adhesive. This is going to be our little pocket feature where we hide our little folio that goes underneath. All right, and we're going to center this on this blue microdot. You want the open end on the right because that's where you're going to slide your insert. So open on the right, fold on the left. Then from your patterned paper, you're going to cut a piece that is, let me see, I think this is 5 1/2, lost my ruler. Yeah, 5 1/2 by 7 1/2, score at 2. And you want the floral in the background and the plaid on the front. And then for this pocket, I want to add gussets so that we can easily put our pocket inserts in. So what I've done is taken a 1 inch wide piece of paper that's slightly shorter than this 2 inch pocket and folded it in half. Then just place your adhesive, place the folded side against the open edge of your pocket and press that down. Then adhesive on the top flap and fold the pocket. And there you go, quick and easy. And this is going to be adhered right over that gold panel. Now you can reverse this if you want the floral pattern on the bottom, the plaid on the top, however you want to do it. You do you. All right. That looks really good. In the pocket, we're going to put this cute picture of this little pixie with the bumblebee and the clover. And that goes in this direction, so you have the ledger paper on the back. And then this is a photo mount that we're going to put in there. And of course, you can use the photo of Dad if you want to. I just know not everyone wants to do that. So then for our inserts, you're going to cut out your 2 silhouette images. And I don't measure, I just cut them out. I mat them on a slightly larger piece. This time I used gray. And then I mat that piece on my paper and trim above and below. So it ends up being, for those of you who have to measure, this is about 3 1/2 by 12. And then what I do is I just bring in my scoring tool and I kind of line it up so that the margin is going to look the same right and left. And for y'all who have to measure, that's going to be right at about 4 1/4, slightly more than 4 1/4. And then just fold that. And then again, just place this on your scoring tool, score here, and fold. So now you've got your little wallet-sized folio. And I'll just do the same thing with this one very quickly. me, this is just easier than all the measuring, but I get it. Some people love that precision. Others, it drives them crazy. So you do it the way that makes you happy. I give you permission. How's that? So open these up, and we're going to create a little pocket, and we're going to take the blue micro dot, and we're going to put adhesive on 3 sides of it. We're going to glue it down right here like a little pocket. And here's the other one. Now, if you want to use the wedding theme, if the wedding theme works better for you, by all means do that. I did not for mine. But again, this is just the basic idea, and then you can adapt it however you like. So I'm going to put this Summertime and the Living is Easy inside the pocket, and this cute little bee inside the pocket, and I'm going to put summer inside the pocket down here, and the beehive is open, sweet as honey. Am I doing this right? Doing them backwards. I want the bee things up here. There we go. And I want the summer things down here. And then open it up. And just to break up all of this pattern, I'm going to adhere. Now, if you want to do it wedding, put the wedding photo down. But I'm just going to put this yellow diamond print in there. And visually it just helps because that's a lot going on. And I cut one of these little guys out. I want to put this right here, Summer Days. On that one, and on this one, the beehive. And I need to trim that down. It's going to be too big. So I'm just going to quickly trim around these blue dots, and then it's like a little label for our pocket, which is cute. All right, sorry about that. There we go. So now we need to put another panel in the center of this one, and I'm going to put these dots, fold these up, and these just go right into the pocket. Easy peasy. Trim this one down a little bit. He was sticking out the top. Okay, that's better. All right, so that finishes the inside. And if you want, you can put the other picture of the little girl in there. I mean, however much you want to fit in there, that's up to you. So now we're going to make the insert for this pocket. And you're going to need, slide all this stuff aside. You're going to need a 5.5 by 11 piece of your plain colored cardstock. And I've just scored it down the middle. And then on the inside, we're going to put this polka dot pattern just as a photo mat. And I think I cut this at 5.25 by 5.25. And then over here, this was just a scrap of this plaid, and we're going to turn this into a pocket by just putting adhesive on 3 sides and laying it down right here. And then in the pocket, you can just take one of the images. I don't have one here, but oh, here we go. Turn your face to the sun and all of the shadows fall behind you, and that's just going to go right in there. Now, on the front, you're going to use a label die. I use the Spellbinders Labels 18, and I used the largest die in the packet. And I die cut the beautiful rose image to make our pull tab this time. And this is so beautiful, I'm not even going to add a button or anything to it. It is, you'll see when we put it together, it is gorgeous. So lay that down on the outside, and then come to the inside. And you want to match these up. See how pretty that looks? It's beautiful. And I just want to ink mine a little bit just to frame it. And I know this looks like it sticks out really far, but once you slide it into your little pocket there, it's really not. So then the next thing we're going to do is cut a 5 1/4 by 5 1/4 panel, and you can use the plaid or you can use the floral. I chose to use the floral because there's a plaid border around the image, and I didn't want to be redundant. I thought this looked a little better. And just center this, lay it down, just like that. And see, now we've covered up the edge of that. Then I matted, well, whoops, getting ahead of myself. Then I took one of the images and cut it. I'll show you. This was the image of Dad shaving. So I cut it in half down the middle. I'm going to turn it this way. And this is going to be our little belly band. So I put one down. I'll bring in my ruler to make sure everything is straight. Okay, then I take the other one. This is such a great trick. And I lay this one down right on the edge here. Make sure we line up. That looks great. Okay. And then our image is matted on both the blue and the gold. And that goes right in the middle, and no one knows that you seamed that together. Clever, right? So I guess these are just scraps. I don't know how these ended up here, but you could always put those in the pockets. So now this, bring our base back in again, is going to slide right into this pocket. Boom. And look how pretty that is. I just love that. And this, of course, is our easel. Just like that. So, for the front, I'm going to cut a 6-inch piece by just a hair under 3, and I need 2 of these. And these are going to be the mats on the front and the back of our card. So again, on the front, I want to use the floral because we've got the plaid on our pocket area. So this is 6 inches wide by just a hair under 3. And on the back, I'm going to use the plaid. And you know, you don't have to finish the back. It's just a personal thing for me. I like to cover up that raw cardstock. But again, I figure since this is going to be sitting out on a desk, we want it to look nice and finished. So our pocket serves as the stopper. Now, let's bring in the next element, which is the word June, which I fussy cut from the top of a calendar, and I've just put some dimensionals along the bottom edge because I want this to kind of sit up. like that. So that goes right there. There. And then I've matted my bee image. I'm going to move this out of the way so you can watch me put this together. Bring my pieces in. I've matted my bee image on both the blue and the gold. I've put a dimensional on the back of my little sentiment that says sand and sun. Summer has begun. This is going to go on the right-hand side of that bee image. Then I've fussy cut my 2 tags and matted them on gold. I put a little dimensional piece, just chipboard scrap, and I'm going to adhere these together. Then this is going to slide just like that. Do you see how neat that is? So adhesive along here, adhesive along here, and I've got a little clog in my glue, which is annoying, but I'll deal with that in a minute. So just like that. Press that down. Then I took the 2, whoops, we didn't stick. Okay, right. Okay, we're good. I took the little beehive, I put a dimensional on the left-hand side so that it will level out, because I'm going to put it right here. And then on the bee, I put the dimensional on the right, because it's going to go right here. And that's the decoration for our cute little tags, our cute little postage stamps. And now we're going to bring our base in. See how quickly this goes together? And you can pre-cut all of these pieces so that you can just move right along with this. All right, I'm trying to decide if I want it in the center or if I want it on the side. And I'm thinking this time I kind of want it right in this. Let's go on the side. Okay, so the way I do this is I put my adhesive about 1/4 inch and I eyeball over, because you can't glue over that fold, because if you do, you don't have an easel card anymore. Okay, that's good. Close this. Get that glue blob. Okay. Now I prepared 2 sets of bows. One is smaller, and I've tied this with, I think this is called maize taffeta ribbon. And it's going to go right up in this corner. And then I'm going to top it with this really sweet blue micro gingham, keeping with the yellow and blue color palette of the collection. I'm just going to put this knot right on top of that knot and hold it in place, and then just adjust my tails and my loops. That glue is hot. And then for my stash, I found these really beautiful blue buttons. And I'm going to put 1 button right inside of this bow. Oops. All right. What kind of hot glue do you guys use? I got this, I got this, I think on Amazon, and I bought 1,000 of them. And it's real stringy. It kind of irks me. There we go. All right, now I need to open this up so I know where to place my second bow cluster, which I bet you can guess where I'm going to put it. Right here. First the gold bow. hold that in place for a second. And then the smaller blue bow. This is easier to do because I'm not working up in the air like I was on the other one. This one right on top of it. Just the tails. And you can come back after you've finished everything and fuss the loops on these bows. I always put my fingers in there. A lot of you ask how I get such pretty fluffy bows. This is how. I put my fingers into those loops and I fluff them up. Then I've got another button to go right here. Pretty, pretty. And then I've got 3 little baby buttons. But I'm going to wait to put those down until I know how my flowers work out. So these are little birdie flowers. This is called Marika Shabby Chic. And look, guys, this is already clustered. It does not get any easier than that. So I'm going to bring in, this is a piece of my nonstick mat. I'm going to put this down. I want this to protect. I don't want to glue this together. You see what I'm doing there? Bring this in, make sure I'm on. See how I kind of tuck that in there? Now I'm going to put the glue on my flower cluster. And I'm going to arrange this the way I want it to be, which is right there. And the glue will not stick to the pocket or the back. It will just go where I want it to go. And once that has set up, I'll move it. Then I have a couple more flowers. I think I want to put one. I'm trying to decide how I want to do this because that looks complete to me. But how about if we do one kind of back behind? Like this. Let me get that out of there. All right, looks good. And then let's do this smaller one just like that. That's really pretty. And little buttons. Let's put one on top of our tag. And I didn't bother to thread these. They are so small. But let's put a button right here. Okay, now that that glue has set up, I can go ahead and close this. I want to bring in a third flower. I like to do things in groups of 3. And I'm just going to tuck this right in with that cluster. I don't know if you've ever noticed, but odd numbers seem to work best. It's an interesting thing, even in nature. All right, and I'm gonna put this little, I just tore a little piece of that leaf off. Gonna glue it down right here. And just one more little wee flower right there. And there we have it, finished. So that's June, taken care of. We're halfway through the years, guys. That's pretty awesome. Who knew when I started this in January that it was going to become such a thing? But there it is. June is done. You've got all your room for your photos, for writing down your birthdays and special dates, and your pullout. And I just think this pullout is so pretty. It doesn't need a button or anything. I'm very happy with it. So thanks for joining me, Kathy Clement, Kathy by Design. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps other crafters find it. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you along for the journey. Stay tuned because there's a photo gallery that follows with still shots of this project that I know help you recreate it on your own. So you go get your craft on, and I'm going to go get mine on too. Bye.